Greetings, I'm Belida Synchron 19, and here we go with the Suit of Wands. Alright, so each of the pip cards or the elemental suits each start with the Ace card. So there's four suits representing the four elements: fire, water, earth, and air. And so the first one here, typically when you study the tarot, as a customer, when I started studying, is the Ace of Wands was the first card that I started with that outside of the major arcana. So now we're in the minor arcana. Okay. All right. So here we have the Ace of Wands, and we have this hand sort of coming out of the cloud here, which is a common theme when you see the aces. They all have the same hand and a cloud, and a single element. We have one element here. This is the ace, the single. It's also number one. Ace being number one. So here, the ace cards are pretty plain. They're just the element itself. It's just in raw form. It's just the very minimalistic, but just raw potential of the suit. So the aces represent the raw potential, the raw opportunity of the suit. They're sort of chaotic. They sort of don't have any direction yet. They're just going. They aren't particularly developed just yet. We do have a castle here, so that's some sort of building that we may be working towards. We have a mountain, so a symbol of strength. We have a river, so it's a sort of a separation of two places. This one little tree looks like it has a face on it. Interesting to look at it. But the ace is really just the raw potential of a suit. Okay, and so now when you get into the two of any suit is where you'll see the first human form. All right, so now we have the Two of Wands. This person is sort of up on a castle now, on a castle ledge. This person is, they sort of have a globe in their hand, and they're looking out at the world. Okay, so they're maybe on a sea town. We still have mountains and, sort of a mountainous situation where this person has a wand here and a wand here, and they're ready to go travel the world, ready to go take action. Notice the brownish red colors here. There's a very action-oriented. We have the white and red mixed here, so it's action and purity with the white and red. But this person's gaze is looking out. They're ready to make things happen. Notice that the two wands here kind of act as a doorway. He's going to step through a doorway to go on this mission. And oftentimes we'll see with the Two of Wands, we'll see that sometimes you pick up a partner and to sort of help move things forward as well. So it could be a situation where things move forward and get things happening. So now this person's starting to make sense of this entrepreneurial tendencies of the wands, the fire energy. They have a lot to do with business and travel. They have a lot to do with socially and connecting with people and being active and busy. A lot of standing cards here in this suit. All right, so now we have the Three of Wands. Now this person has their hair's grown a little bit. They're still sort of picking up direction, but they're still looking out. The Three of Wands is an outward card. It's sort of someone who's sort of traveling and planning and develop themselves as some sort of businessman or social person or politician of some sort. They are fiery. They're up. They're active. They're moving. They have a plan. And so the three is developing the skills. They're moving forward. They're still looking out. Still concerned with the future. Still concerned with the development of talents and skills. So you'll see the wands cards have a lot to do with business, commerce, and social situations. Here we have the Four of Wands. And now this traveler here has made it home. They sort of made it back home. So the Four of Wands is a card of structure and stability. We have a celebration here with sort of the ribbons and the time for a festival, time for family. We have a sort of happy family scene. We have this castle in behind, so it's commerce. It's a symbol of structure, stability. It's also a symbol of of prosperity as well. And so this person, and usually the Four of Wands represents an opportunity to take a break, an opportunity to rest, an opportunity to really just sort of spend time with family and be excited about that. Okay, up next we have the 5 and 6. The Five of Wands is sort of five young boys, all each with their own wand, sort of skipping and moving in different directions. So this five is typically a sign of chaos. You'll notice if we just look back real quick, all the wands have sort of been in agreement with each other. You know, we have three wands here, all standing up, four wands all standing up, and now this is the first time that we have chaos. We have wands going in different directions. So the five of wands can represent a situation where people are sort of bickering or fighting or struggling, but it could also represent the skill development. So maybe a situation where these five young boys are actually practicing with each other and they're fighting, but they're sharpening each other. They're getting each other stronger and working harder so that they can sort of test their skills and become developed. So the five of wands can represent arguing and bickering, but could also represent working together to sharpen each other's skills and sort of mastering each other's abilities. Here we go, the six of wands. Now we're back with wands that are pretty much all facing the same direction. We have a white horse of innocence. We have a person who's elevated. We have sort of a cheering situation here. We have a wreath and a wreath here. We'll soon see that the sixes are usually the more harmonious and sort of the pinnacle of a suit. The sixes are usually the most powerful and structured card of a suit. Not the most powerful, but the very powerful and very complete cards in a suit. So this six of wands is very has a lot to do with victory, has a lot to do with sort of becoming complete and whole in the wand. So this person has led people, they've helped people, they've done service for people. Now the people are cheering because this person has enough talent so that they don't mind this person sort of ruling over them and helping them and becoming their leader. Okay, here we have the 7 and 8. So now the 7 of wands is sort of an opportunity where this person is sort of on some type of hill. They're on some sort of ground, this hill situation, and they're having to defend their stance. This person is in a very defensive stance. Maybe the 6 was elevated. Now the 7 maybe became a little too elevated. And so this person is sort of reaching over top of these people and having to defend himself. And so usually this card has something to do with defending one's stance, being in a situation where the person is willing to defend their beliefs, defend their, whatever it is they stand for, whatever it is they're up to, and they're willing to fight for being able to move forward and to lead people, being willing to be courageous and stand up for their beliefs. The 8 of wands is a card that doesn't have any human figure in it, but we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, obviously 8 of wands, all headed in a flying spiral direction. So they're all lined up again. So now we have wands that are sort of battling each other in the 7, but in the 8 we have harmony again. And so with this 8, it usually indicates some sort of travel, some swift movement. They look like they could be birds flying. They could be like airplanes or something, or arrows of some sort. So the 8 of wands typically represents travel, change of location, change of jobs, change of relationships, change of career. But it's a swift movement, things moving quickly, not a lot of thought, just going towards it and getting after it. Okay, here we have the 9 and 10 of wands. The 9 of wands is a card where we have the cards are all lined back up again. The wands are all lined back up again, and they have this sort of project being built here with this person. They have a little bandage on their head, so they're somewhat beat up by life. They need to keep going. He needs to decide if he's going to finish this project. Right behind him, there's a wand missing. There's sort of still a door open. He hasn't quite shut himself off from the world just yet, but he's sort of contemplating it or deciding, does he want to complete this job, or does he want to sort of quit and walk away or isolate himself from the world? So this 9 of wands is a card of perseverance, is a card of pushing hard and pushing through, but it's also a card of making sure that you don't isolate yourself from the world. The 10 of wands, here we have the wands that sort of make an X symbol, a symbol of 10. This person has decided to not isolate themselves. they decided to pick up their wands and sort of carry themselves back to town. So now this person has sort of completed the suit, the 10 sort of being a graduation card in the suit. And so here, this 10 could represent this person creating work and service for other people. This person is carrying their goods and talents back to town and being able to work hard and be of service. So the 10 of Wands to me typically represents a card about service, using the talents to help other people. Okay, we have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. So we have these desert-like figures. We have the salamanders, which are the elemental fire card symbols from elemental magic. And so the Page of Wands could be a younger person, someone who is very ambitious, someone who likes to travel and work hard, someone who's willing to, really put in the work. And so this person is on foot, but they're typically willing to travel, willing to work hard. The Page of Wands is someone who's typically like younger, but very ambitious and very talented. The Knight of Wands is someone now, this person is carried on a horse and they have some armor, they have some real direction. They're making things move. Very action oriented card here. So now the Knight of Wands is typically the suit of fire, but also with direction now. This Page of Wands was sort of ununified. He didn't really know where he wanted to go just yet. But now with the Knight of Wands, this person has really picked up a direction and going. Very similar to the Eight of Wands, I associate the Knight of Wands with travel, relocation, with change of residence, change of business of some sort. So things are on the move, things are on the go, but the Knight of Wands definitely has a set direction. Okay, last two we have the Queen of Wands and the King of Wands. The Queen of Wands is very ambitious. She has a sunflower here and sunflowers there. She doesn't have any salamanders, but she does represent, and then also we have the lions here, more sunflowers here. So 4 sunflowers, similar to the Sun card. And she has a black cat in front of her. And so she also has 2 different landscapes on one side or the other. So she's a very mature, wise businesswoman. She's working on her own. She is willing to take her time. So they got to change the landscape. So she has long-term patience, but she's also working hard and not just waiting. But she's very ambitious. She's very independent, and she's working hard. Okay, so and also with these court cards, these 4 court cards, we're back to a single suit here. It's one wand instead of many wands. This black cat can represent the dreams and ambition, could represent magic in general, and just being very powerful and willing to travel alone. Typically, black cats are alone. They don't travel in packs per se. The Queen of Wands, very mature, very emotionally developed, really being a strong suit here. Queen of Wands are typically independent women, and they're typically busy women who are very action oriented. And now it's not always a woman per se. A man can be a Queen of Wands too, but being very emotionally led and being very driven to get things done. The King of Wands now, we're back to the salamanders. We have the lions and the salamanders. We actually have a salamander here in the suit. So he's the completion of the suit. He is the ultimate wand per se. Very fiery, very action oriented, very busy, very mature, and very a leader. This is someone who is very reliable. Someone who's very can really handle doing a lot of things all at one time. Led by fire. This is someone who's very, again, action oriented. This person's getting things done. This is the P Diddy of the elements here. It's like someone who just is very busy, involved in many things, and able to handle it, and actually thrives with having many hats in the air and many different projects all at once and getting them all done and just knocking them all out. So this person is very driven. This person doesn't seem to get tired much, doesn't get sick much. Just someone who just is always on the go and is able to sort of sustain themselves with their own personal energy. All right, I'm Elijah Sun card 19, and that's the Suit of Wands. Thank you for being here with me. Many blessings to you. Love and light.